as I recorded this morning in the first update, Trump was planning to have a meeting with Zelensky, and this meeting had happened, by the way, after Trump gave a speech in UN. He spared some 7 minutes allegedly to have a conversation with Zelensky, and he did made quite a few statements that are making headlines now all over the world. He was asked, for example, does he thinks NATO countries should shut down Russian jets in their airspace? And he said, yes, sir. And this is clearly invitation. Yet again, Trump is failing to this trap of the globalists, by the way. He probably not even realizes this. And unfortunately, there is no one in his closest inner circle to, brief him on this situation, because I don't think there is anything for U.S. interests if we will end up in an open war, right? NATO and Russia. And when Trump says that, yes, he thinks NATO should open fire on Russian planes, well, that's an invitation, isn't it? That's sort of invitation for globalist control regimes to come up with another false flag operation, actually open fire on Russian planes, plane or the planes, or maybe on a naval vessel or something, and then it's going to be a roller coaster, right? Then of course Russia will retaliate, and we will end up in much more dangerous place than we are now. Let me give you this short clip of Trump's statement, by the way. Just look at this.
That NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Mr. President?
Too bad, man. Too bad. Trump is willingly and probably without or probably without even understanding the situation is inviting more and more false flag operations from European states, from European elites, and this will happen. I'm afraid that's what is actually going to happen. And also, dear friends, when it comes to statements that Trump made, he went to say that he went to basically criticize Russia. He went to criticize Russia that well, this conflict is kind of 3.5 years, right? Yes, what he said. Seriously. Anya now is telling me that Trump made additional statements, by the way, while I'm online, and he said that oh, really? Allegedly, he said that I mean, he wrote on his True Social. Unbelievable, man. Let's go through his statement there. Okay. Things are happening while I am online, but let's go topic by topic. I will come back to these latest statements of Trump. But earlier, during their talks with Zelensky, as you can see on your screen, dear friends, he stated that conflict between Russia and Ukraine would not end anytime soon. And according to U.S. President, this was supposed to end quickly, this conflict, and Russia does not look so outstanding after 3.5 years of a very tough fight. And it seems that this will not end for a longer time. Yet again, in the Western propaganda, by the way, they love to talk about how this conflict continues, special military operation continues now for 3.5 years, and Russia still did not liberate completely all the territories that are recognized as Russia by Russian constitution. There is many explanations for that. I did spoke about this topic many times. I would not go into details now, but what is interesting, this criticism is coming from NATO countries, isn't it? From the NATO countries that wasted their 20 years, 2 decades, by the way, in Afghanistan, and they ran away. So, I mean, are they really in a position to criticize Russia? I mean, let's be real here. Whole of NATO, by the way, and a number of other countries that were assisting militarily this alliance during the Afghanistan occupation, they were stationed there for 2 decades. They were fighting Taliban, Afghanistani people, basically, for 2 decades, and eventually they ran away. And we all remember videos, isn't it? And government, so-called government, that they left in Afghanistan did not stand even for, I don't know, a month, man. They collapsed straight away. And are these people really in a position to criticize Russia? I don't think so. Do they have expertise to criticize Russia or Russian special military operation? Do they have expertise or understanding what is going on and what is the task and the purposes of the Russian troops on different sectors of their front line? No, they have no freaking idea, dear friends. They literally have no idea. Also, on top of that, Trump went to say that the biggest progress is that the Russian economy, according to him, is in a terrible condition. It is collapsing, according to Trump. And honestly, the Ukrainian army is doing a good job stopping the large army. That's what Trump said. I can give you a short clip of that, dear friends. Trump is so ill-informed, by the way, so ill-informed that this is, I don't know, unbelievable, really. But let me give you a short clip of those statements of Trump about economy. Just look at this.
Been made on ending Russia's war against Ukraine since the last time you saw President Zelensky?
Well, the biggest progress is that the Russian economy is terrible right now. It's, as you know, it's crashing, and that, frankly,
and you see how we said it. You know, Russian economy is terrible right now, as you know. No, they don't know. They cannot know because this is lie. This is just lie, man. Russian economy is doing better than all the G7 countries, by the way. Literally all of them. Russian economy is growing higher and faster than their economies. And when it comes to G7, majority of G7 countries' economies are not even growing, by the way. So what he's talking about? I live in Russia. I live in Russia, right? And I know, I guess, better than anybody in Trump's administration. And yet again, I mean, he is time and again pushing these false narratives. It is difficult to believe that nobody in his inner circle is actually informed about the real situation here in Russia. Does U.S. Embassy in Russia works? Do they send objective information to Washington? This is terrible, man. This is terrible, really. U.S. president is spreading lies after lies after lies after lies, which is, for God's sake, man, how long this nonsense is going to continue? It's crazy.
Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army.
So it's insane, man. That's what Trump is talking about, and how should anyone take him seriously, man, or his administration? Either they are really this ill-informed, either they are just constantly lying. Which one is? Which one is? I don't know. I don't know. And dear friends, also, as I already said, Trump threatened Russia with tariffs, which is an absolutely nonsensical statement, because if anything, tariffs on trade with Russia will harm U.S. economy and U.S. Energy market, because U.S. Is unable to stop buying Russian enriched uranium for its nuclear power plants. And also, dear friends, Trump went to say that he will have a conversation with the Hungary's Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, to pressure basically on Budapest to cut ties with Russia and stop cooperating in energy sector. I don't think this will work. Orban is a big Trump supporter, by the way, used to be at least, right? Or let me say other ways, differently. Orban is a big supporter, as far as I can tell, of America First movement, right? American patriots. And I can understand why. Orban himself, his team, his supporters, they are patriots of Hungary, and they consider America First movement, American patriots, to be natural allies, because they can find common ground, right? And that's why many of us here in Russia, by the way, consider America First force in US, American patriots, to be our natural allies. We can find common ground with them. We can talk, reach some agreements. And that's why I expressed hope many times in my previous updates that America First force will actually manage to regain initiative in Washington. It's not happening yet because Trump did not really act as America First movement's leader. At least that's how I see it. But nevertheless, I can understand why patriots in different countries consider American patriots, America First people, to be their natural allies. It does make sense, right? But nevertheless, I don't think Hungary's prime minister or Hungary's government gonna harm their own economy just because they want good relationships with Washington. And at least formally, Trump is supposed to be at least representative of the America First force. That he is not. But anyways, let's see what will happen. But I don't think Budapest gonna destroy ties with Russia. I don't think so. It's not just their oil, by the way, that Hungary buys from Russia. Trade between the two countries is improving, further developing, and also I believe Hungary's nuclear power plant is heavily dependent on Russian nuclear fuel too. It's not just U.S. nuclear power plants, but Hungary is also, and Russia is the biggest exporter of nuclear fuel for nuclear power plants in this world, right? There is no one even close. So let's see if Trump will call or have a meeting with Orban, how that will go. How that meeting will go. And now let me share with you statement that Trump made right now as I'm on air on his True Social, and let me read for you, dear friends, this statement. So after getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine-Russia military and economic situation, I mean, this is lie. Trump has no freaking idea about any of it. And after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. With time, patience, and the financial support of Europe, and in particular NATO, the original borders from where this war started is very much an opinion. Why not? Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, war that should have taken a real military power less than a week to win. And this is said by US president, by the way, president of the country that spent 20 years in Afghanistan and then ran. I mean, come on, man. How we should take this guy seriously, man. Let's continue his statement. This is not distinguishing Russia. In fact, it is very much making them look like a paper tiger when the people living in Moscow and all of their great cities, towns, and the districts all throughout Russia find out what is really going on with this war. The fact that it's almost impossible for them to get gasoline through the long lines that are being formed. Goodness me, man. I cannot believe he is writing this shit, man. I cannot believe this guy is writing this shit. What the hell is wrong with this moron, man? Who is briefing Trump? He's saying that there is no freaking gasoline here in Russia and there is queues on the gas stations. Holy shit, man. When last time I made a walk and talk video, man? Just like last week it was. Please check that video, dear friends, and look at the streets. This is crazy, man. This is freaking crazy. Are streets empty here? I mean, many people, by the way, let's be real, many people would prefer less cars to be on the streets, right? But unfortunately, this is not the case. Unfortunately, there is freaking millions and millions and millions of cars on the street, and all this freaking pollution and stuff is not good, right? But Trump, president of US, on full seriousness, is saying that there is no gasoline here in Russia, and people cannot buy or fuel their cars. Insane, man. just insane, right? Let's continue. What else he said, by the way? I'm reading now first time because this statement was made by Trump as I'm online, right? After I started the live stream. So he continues, war, the fact that it's almost impossible for them to get gasoline through the long lines that are being formed, and all of the other things that are taking place in their war economy, where most of their money is being spent on fighting Ukraine, which has great spirit and only getting better. Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, or maybe even go further than that. Putin and Russia are in big economic trouble, and this is their time for Ukraine to act. In any event, I wish both countries well. We will continue to supply weapons by NATO for NATO to do what they want with them. Good luck to all. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Well, this is insane, by the way, and towards the end of this statement, it looked like Trump kind of green-lighted, this next phase of escalation, don't you think? Unfortunately, I mean, it seems like if we ignore all the bullshit that he is talking about, in the end there, I guess when he is calling basically Kyiv regime for actions and so on, I think he's calling NATO for action, and that can be seen as an indicator that Washington is on board completely with the next phase of escalation, and this escalation will happen in short time, which is unfortunate, by the way, because well, that means more death and destruction. But this is not a choice that Russia made. This is a war of choice of the collective West, and once they will go ahead with next phase of escalation, as I said previously on numerous occasions, I think Moscow will have no option but to retaliate with such a force that finally Western so-called elites, globalists, neocons, and all the others that are pulling the strings will have no option but to face the reality, acknowledge that they lost, and actually began de-escalating, and they're basically agreeing to capitulate before Russia. And they will, bother. Have no doubts about it. Hello everyone, I hope you find informative and useful this short clip from main news update, and if so, please click that like button and leave some commentary just about anything. It might help to deal with the algorithm and reach wider audience. And if you like my work in general and want to support to save this media project. You can assist through several ways. You can donate to this project through PayPal platform or Boosty, also with the crypto currencies, or you can subscribe to my Patreon page and page on Boosty, where I have quite a lot of extra content on regular basis. All the links are on this video in description box and in the pinned comment. And of course, many thanks to everyone who already helped and continues to support. Thank you.